Hello there. This was brought in the other day. It's a Mackie mixer, the sort of thing a small band would use maybe. Plug various instruments, microphones into it. It's got four mic sockets up there, and you've got line-in inputs, various other line-ins, and it's how many channel? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a 7 channel by the looks of it. And with first observations, I noticed something straight away. If we zoom in down there to that part, which is on an angle because I've desoldered it, you can see that the top is 2/3 of it is completely snapped off and no knob, whereas the other ones, if I take one off, are fairly long. So that was the first problem I noticed on it, apart from another knob being missing up here. That's not a problem, I can get one of those. But anyway, looking back on this thing, I thought, well, I'll get out of its box and no, before I got out of this box, I thought I'd check every channel to see if they work. So that's what I did. At the moment I'm going in on channel 2 with that plug from a CD player, and if we turn the audio up, as you can see, that channel is working. But if I go into channel 1, and do the same, turn the volume up, it's very weak, but it isn't working properly, obviously. So where did I go from here? Well, what I did was put that one back in there. Normally I would work on stuff like this. I'd follow the signal trace with an oscilloscope, but I thought to myself, this is the perfect opportunity to use Mr. Carlson's Super Probe, which I built a few years ago, and here it is. And there's another end to it, and this probe is incredibly sensitive and extremely useful for tracing the signal path, no pun intended, in audio devices. And it's a non-contact probe. If we look at the end of it, and I zoom in a bit, you can just about see the end of the probe in there, but it's not protruding beyond this PTFE sleeve. So this probe works entirely on electric fields. It's so sensitive it can pick up the electric field of an audio signal as it travels through a circuit board. So that's what I thought I'd use to test this thing out. And I thought, first of all, I know this channel works, I use it on that just to see how it performs. So if I turn it on there, I hold it down near the components, as you can see. It's obviously been amplified in this first stage, which is a daughter board. All the plugs and sockets are on this board, and then they go off on 2 wires onto this main board, which deals with equalization and stuff like that. So as you can see, that's working absolutely perfectly to trace the signal. So now I thought, well, okay, and you can follow it all the way down this board. Perfect, perfect. Could even get a copyright hit on that if I'm not careful. So let's plug it into channel 1, see how that works. That was the one I thought was faulty. Okay. Well, that board now would appear to be working. I mean, that channel is working as well as that channel was. So I followed it. I thought, well, there must be a fault on this board there, with all the equalisation stuff on it. So I went all the way down here. I'm going to put a different track on, I think, because I don't want to have any copyright problems. Okay. As you can see, the signal's fine all the way down this board. Right to this last one, which is a pan control. So now I noticed something, having done all that. There's a button here which is pushed in, and if we go over to the front panel, that button is labelled mute. So I hadn't noticed that because I don't use mixers very often. Mr. Carlson's probe can go away now. So when I did this and unmuted it, turn the volume up, you see it's working now perfectly, that channel. So it was just me not being familiar with mixers, didn't realise that button, that mute button was down. But it was no loss to get all this out, because I've still got this pot here, and let me tell you, getting to the stage where I've got this circuit board on the bench probably took me 40 minutes. Because every knob has got to come off, and I think there's about 60 of those. Every nut has kind of come off these, whatever they are, inputs, outputs, and there's probably about 30 of them, 20 or 30. There's a load of screws also, so that's why these are incredibly hard, well, not hard, but just tedious in the process of taking all the bits apart. But I've now ordered a new pot for the main mix. That is the only place I could get it was I searched on the internet for a load of time. I couldn't find one. I took this out hoping it would have its name on the back of it or whatever, but no. But I did find one eventually on eBay in Germany, and that's but it was only £3.50, but the postage is 15 quid. So as a result of Brexit, it's jacking the prices up, and I've got two new knobs for it, which are £3. Was it £3? Yeah, £3 each. No, they're in the UK, so that's not too bad. So that was basically all I was doing in this video, was just showing you really how useful Mr. Carlson's Super Probe can be when you're diagnosing an audio signal path. So that's about it for this video, and bye for now.